Don Westfall, Dan McCarger back in downtown Mankato one more time before we close out the broadcast for tonight and get set up for tomorrow night's return matchup. Mavericks will come back here tomorrow night looking for a WCHA sweep. They win the first one here tonight by a score of 2-0. And Dan, you know, you look at the score, and it doesn't match up at all with the shots on goal. Mavericks, as you mentioned with Coach Hastings a while ago, first half of the contest was really a matter of specialty teams. No one really was able to generate, obviously, any goals. No one had generated a lot of offense. And as soon as we got 5-on-5, the Maverick is almost ironic. All of a sudden, the speed started to take over. Time in the zone started to take over. And still ironically, then it became a game that, you know, Olivier Mantha was really holding the Seawolves in on this one. And then that really late goal, obviously a big benefit there, a little bit of luck for the Mavericks by Madri's goal. A 2-0 hard-fought contest. And this is really indicative of what we've seen in college hockey, certainly in the WCHA this season.
Well, you know, last weekend I think there were 4 overtime games that ties. You know, you're just talking teams that are playing very close to the vest, playing close, tight hockey. So you get up 1-0. If you can hang on to that and add a one late, that's great. You win 2-0. The Mavericks have scored 5 goals in the last 3 games. They're going to score 5 goals tomorrow night.
Prediction.
I'm making a prediction right now. I think things are going to loosen up for them tomorrow night. I think they're going to feel a little bit better about what they did tonight. And I think tomorrow night it'll be a much more offensive game than what we saw tonight. But you know, sometimes you got to work your way through that, and you got to win these games when you're not scoring. You got to win these games because at the end of the season, they don't look at it and say, "Well, you won 6-0." They just look at it and say, "You won."
And thankfully, the Mavericks, obviously defensively, when you only give up 12 shots on goal, I don't even know. We haven't got the statistics, but again, we at the end of the broadcast kind of surmised that we didn't even think the Seawolves had taken 20 shots in the entire contest. First highlights you're going to see here, that was actually late in the second period, the goal by Gervais.
Gervais at 15:03 makes it 1-0 for Ryan Schwalbe. Gervais' 5th of the season, Schwalbe's 3rd assist, and there's a nice backhand shot there. But that play really started by Bryce Gervais along the wall, making the big hit and making them choke the puck away, and then Schwalbe with the pass and the goal. And now you'll see Madre with the shot here to make it 2-0.
Yeah, Hunter Brinker there kind of does a 360, finds some room, and then it's just a little bit of a flutter up and over the shoulder of Mantha in a game that he had played so well. It's almost too bad to see that he gave up a goal that late here in the third, about 5 minutes remaining in the third when this happens.
That's just one where it goes in, and everybody that on the team that gives up the goal just goes, oh, those are just killers.
And you can see all the heads down.
Yeah. Everybody's like, I cannot believe that went in. We kept this right there. You're down 1-0, you're in the game no matter what. But that one was a backbreaker for him.
Summary of the contest there is that shot disparity, and that's only shots on goal. Shots attempted, probably got to be something close to 60, 65 to about 18 in the contest. Power play still a little bit of a bugaboo, obviously, for MSU. If they would have scored 1 or 2, this game could have been over about halfway through the contest. As it was, Mavericks go 0 for 6, Alaska-Anchorage 0 for 3, and the face-offs, Mavericks, we talked about that at the end. That continues to be a real strong point for this Maverick team this season. When they need face-off wins, they're able to get them.
Well, and actually, not just this season. Since Mike Hastings got here, they have been a good face-off team. They win the battle. I would bet 75 to 80% of their games, they win the face-off battle. And people will argue that that it doesn't matter. These people are really into statistics and stuff. I'm sorry, control of the puck is everything, and winning face-offs get you control.
Let's take a look now at our JBL play of the game, and we haven't even been told what the play of the game is at this point, so I'll be interested. I got a feeling it might be that goal late in the second period because at the time, obviously, a scoreless game, and here's the hit by Gervais, and then you're going to see Schwalbe making the pass ahead, Gervais on the backhand, and that indeed is our JBL top floor play of the game. JBL Real Estate Group does the little things that make a big difference, and that's a big difference right there, the play made by the senior.
Well, and he just forced the action along the wall, poked the puck away with the big body hit. Schwalbe gave it right back to him, and he put it away. That's what your big players have to do for you.
Before we get out of here tonight, we need to bring you some of the out-of-town scores from around the collegiate hockey world tonight.
Number 15, Bowling Green with a 2-1 win over Northern Michigan tonight. Tech and Bemidji State just underway. Ferris State beat Lake Superior State 1-0. You notice a lot of these really close, low-scoring games. Yeah. Bemidji State over Huntsville 4-1. St. Cloud State scores 2 in the third to beat the Gophers 3-2. North Dakota over Michigan State 3-1. It's Ohio State losing to Nebraska Omaha tonight 3-1. Harvard 4-1 over Notre Dame. Michigan, one of the most high-scoring games of the weekend so far, 7-0 over Dartmouth. Quinnipiac downs Massachusetts. It's Lowell over Northeastern in overtime, and Rensselaer over Western Michigan 4-1, the final there.
You mentioned all the low scoring, Dan. I was able to look down at my chart when we were talking, or you were giving the scores there. Already this season alone, over 30% of WCHA games have gone into overtime.
Yeah, it's remarkable. There is not a lot of difference between number 1 and let's say number 6 in the conference. Those top 6 teams are all pretty even. The bottom half of the conference is still the bottom half of the conference, but even on nights where they play well, they can give the top half trouble. But it's going to be a real good battle throughout the season. I don't think there's anybody who's just going to run away and hide with this. If it is, it's going to be the team in purple from here in Mankato.
Well, hence the 2 big points tonight with the win. We talked about getting 2 ties last weekend on the road. Never a bad idea. And that means there's 2 more big points in the Mavericks now. They've only lost a couple times in their last 11 games. Granted, there's a few ties thrown in those 11 games as well, but they keep adding on the points, and there's 2 more big points tomorrow night on the ice, and we anticipate you will be back with us to watch that contest as well. Again, we're back here tomorrow night. 7 o'clock is the pregame show, 7:07 the face-off from downtown Mankato, as the Mavericks and the Seawolves will tangle one more time from the Verizon Wireless Center. But certainly a big thank you go out to the students from Bethany Lutheran College who've chosen to spend their Thanksgiving with us. They brought you the broadcast night along with Dan McCarger and myself, Don Westfall. Tonight's final score one more time, Minnesota State Mankato 2, Alaska-Anchorage 0.